Important characters in Ram's life tell us what we should or should not strive for. Ram, in Sanskrit, it says Ramate iti Ram. Ram is that bliss principle. If life goes the way we want it, we are happy. If not, we are unhappy. So it is in our control. Ram was born to, his father's name was Dasharatha and his mother's name was Kaushalya. Dasharatha translates to 10 chariots. Kaushalya is skillful. When we skillfully manage or ride the 10 chariots in our life, we give birth to Rama, the bliss principle. We have 5 gyana Indriyas and 5 karma Indriyas, by which our internal world is reflected or expressed into the outside world. King Dasharatha had 4 sons. Rama is Dharma, Lakshmana is Artha, Trugana is Kama, and Bharata is Moksha. So these are the 4 goals we have to have. Today, I think it'll be a good idea to discuss a little bit about the Hindu epic called Ramayana. In one of our previous sessions, we talked about Mahabharata. These, of course, have a whole lot of information, but just the very basic, because recently we had the Ram Navami, and on Tuesday is Hanuman's birthday. So it is a good time to remind ourselves of the values these archetypes bring. And also a reminder, these Navratri celebration, Nava means 9, Ratri is night. So 2 times in a year, according to the Vedic calendar, there are the Navratris in spring and autumn, because these are the times when one type of living we transcend into another. From winter, we go into summer via the spring, and also from summer to winter, we go via the autumn. And these are important times. So the rishis remind us that you have 2 opportunities in a day, 2 opportunities in a month, and 2 opportunities in a year, where the veil between the material and the spiritual world is very thin, and it's very easily, with very little effort, we can actually transcend. The 2 times of the day are dawn and dusk. And in fact, the 3:30 to 4 is called the Brahma Muhurta. Brahma means the moment of the creator. That is where you're at your creative best with less chatter. 3:34 in the morning. In many personal transformation coaches have the 5 a.m. club. And then the other one is evening, just before, when it's not morning, afternoon, and it's not night, that dusk time frame. That's 2 times in a day. 2 times in a month are full moon and new moon, which is called, full moon is called Purnima, and new moon is called Amavasya. We have 2 times in a month to reset our spiritual practices and our spiritual clock. And 2 times in the year, the Navratris. We just completed the spring Navratri, which is considered to be Lord Ram's birthday. And on Tuesday is Hanuman birthday. So I thought I'll take this moment to remind ourselves, when we hear these fantastical stories, how we can bring some of the principles into our life. The important characters in Ram's life tell us what we should or should not, strive for. And Ramayana, first we have to understand what is Ram. Ram is, in Sanskrit, it says Ramate iti Ram. Ram is that bliss principle. Everybody, all of us want to be blissful, happy continuously. And like we discussed in one of the sessions, if life goes the way we want it, we are happy. If not, we are unhappy. So it is in our control how to become blissful. But we must know that it's easy, it's simple, but it's not easy. We still have to practice it. So Ram was born to, his father's name was Dasharatha and his mother's name was Kaushalya. Dasharatha translates to, Dasa is 10, Ratha is chariots. Kaushalya is skillful. So what are when we skillfully manage or ride the 10 chariots in our life, we give birth to Rama, the bliss principle. And what are these 10 rathas? Rathas are chariots. We have 5 gyana Indriyas and 5 karma Indriyas. Gyana is perception, knowledge, wisdom, the organs, the sense organs that help us perceive the world. And these are eyes, nose, mouth, ears, and skin. These are the organs of perception. And that is how we bring in information from the external world into our life. And then we have 5 karma indriyas. These are organs of action by which our internal world is reflected or expressed into the outside world. And those are our hands, our legs. We can grasp with our hands, we can walk with our legs, we can taste, and we also have, not taste, speech, and we have the power of excretion and the power of reproduction. So if you have complete control, skillful control of the 5 organs of perception and 5 organs of action, we give birth to Rama, the bliss principle. So Dasharatha is Ram's father and mother is Kaushalya. Kaushalya means skillful. Dasharatha had 3 wives, Kaushalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi. Kaushalya, his first wife, queen, those 3 wives represent 3 states of mind. We call them Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Sattva is your ability to get clarity, perception, to understand things. Rajas quality is your ability for action, for passion, for determination, for ambition. And Tamas is our ability for inertia. And we may, before you discard it, it's very important. For instance, the activity of sleep is a tamasic activity. We cannot exist without sleep. You can go for days without food and water. You cannot go for one day without sleep. So tamas is a very important quality. So Dasharatha is this body which has 3 mental qualities. What are the mental qualities? Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Sattva is clarity, Rajas is action, activity, Tamas is inertia, rest. But the Sattva is the ability to perceive. When it skillfully manages this body of 10 organs, we give rise to Rama. And thus King Dasharatha had 4 sons, Rama, Lakshmana, Satrughna and Bharata. These are the 4 Purusharthas, the 4 goals in life. Rama is Dharma, Lakshmana is Artha, Satrughna is Kama, and Bharata is Moksha. So these are the 4 goals we have to have. When you have skillful control over your body and mind, you give rise, you can fulfill 4 goals of life: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma is the right thing to do, live by the right principle. Artha has 2 meanings. Artha is the meaning, your life purpose, and also wealth. Artha means the ability and resources to live life. Then we have Kama, desires. We talked about it one of the sessions. And then we have Moksha, the ultimate desire for liberation. And people get very upset when they hear about liberation, that you'll never be born again. All it means is you won't be born into this limited mind and body. You are not going anywhere. The soul, the Atma, is never born, never dies. You become that which you're speaking. You become the God principle. So you're not going anywhere. You're not losing power. You're transcending to a higher level. So people get so upset. No, my life is good. I want to be born. I don't want to. They don't understand. Like Jesus said, the kingdom of love is inside you. That the God's kingdom is inside you. You are not finished anywhere. You are just become more powerful. So you have those 4. And where was Ram born? Ayodhya, the city of Ayodhya. Yodha is Yuddha, means war, battle, with a conflict. Constant conflict in our mind between right and wrong, good and bad, dualities, polarities. But when you are able to skillfully control your body and mind, you are born into a conflict-less state of mind. That is called Ayodhya. And his wife is Sita. Sita was born from the earth. Her father was childless and he did a lot of worshipping and penance and austerities. And while he was plowing, he was told that you go and plow the earth. And these are significant. Plowing the earth is what? That you are creative. You are trying to create something with earth element. Because the only element that creates is earth. The physical manifestation. It is preceded by mind. But the actual manifestation is earth. So Sita came out of the mud saying this, that anything that you create, anything comes out of earth. From dust to dust, these 5 elements, with these 5 elements, we create everything. And ultimately, these 5 elements go back to earth. So Sita is our body. Now, Lakshmana always was with Ram, because this bliss principle can only be realized when your intellect is working. Lakshmana represents our intellect. Lakshya, the root word for Lakshmana is Lakshya, goal. And the role of intellect is to keep you on track. That is Lakshmana. And and then our entire journey through life is Ram's journey. Ramayana. Rama is the person. Ayana is movement towards Ram, that bliss principle. Ram actually, contrary to what people think, he was not born as God. He went to the south. He was exiled, and he lost his wife, and he had a big battle. He left Ayodhya as the crown prince Ram. And how does he return? Lord Ram. This is the quintessential hero's journey. You live, we all, through our entire life, we go through these challenges in life. Going exile, anytime people talk about going to the forest, is going inwards, because it is dark, it's unknown, we don't know who we'll meet, and very often we'll meet demons coming at us from everywhere. In our internal subconscious mind reside all the demons of the world. And we have to systematically annihilate, destroy these demons. There is no escaping demons. You only have to slay them. And how do you slay them? Become aware and accept them. That's the only way you can slay demons. So he goes as Ram, comes back as Lord Ram. And in the process, what happens? He loses his wife. There comes a dark night of the soul when the body and mind separate. So the mind and body are not working in unison. They are not working together to create and to create bliss. They are separated. That is where all our suffering also starts, because the mind and body are not in sync with each other. They are working tangentially. And who can bring them back? Body and mind. If any of you have practiced yoga, what is yoga? Yug, union. Union of what? Body to mind, lower self to higher self. The breath and mind control will bring it back. The minute you have control over your breath, you have control over your mind. The minute you have control over your mind, you have control over your intellect. The minute you have control over your intellect, you have access to Rama, which is the bliss principle. And who is represented? Who represents our breath and mind? Hanuman. Hana is destroy. Man is ego and mind. Man. Mata or man. Hanuman, Hanumata. So anybody who destroys, meaning has control over the mind and the ego, can bring back that body and mind that are separated from each other. So that is Hanuman. Then along the way, there are many, many characters. We cannot go into all of them. It's one of the biggest epics in the world. Then the ultimate demons, he kills a lot of demons along the way. But in Lanka is the place where it is completely out of bounds. Nobody knows where it is. Nobody knows how to go there. It is basically our subconscious. It's very difficult to access. And all our demons reside and stay in our subconscious. And even there, even the demons are of three kinds. Not just the queens were three kinds, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Even your demons are of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Who is the Sattva demon? Vibhishana. That is, Ravana there were three brothers, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and Vibhishana. Vibhishana is the Sattvic element, Kumbhakarna is the Tamasic element, and Ravana is the Rajasic element. Vibhishana was the brother of Ram, who was very spiritual, who was following the dharmic path, but he was trapped in a place that was not very conducive to good living and rightful living. But he never gave up hope. So even in our worst points and states of life, there is a Vibhishana inside us that knows that there is a better life, there is a better way to do this, and I can get out of this. So that is your Vibhishana. Always when you're feeling bad, tap into your Vibhishana archetype. Where is my Vibhishana? He may be alone, he may be small, he may be defenseless, but there will come a point, if you keep alive your Vibhishana, he will get you out of Lanka. Kumbhakarna is the brother of Ravana, who was very, very, very powerful, but because of a he asked a stupid boon. When he did tremendous austerities, the gods came and said, what do you want? And he was tricked by one of the rishis. He said, I want to eat for 6 months and sleep for 6 months. And that is, think about it, what is our tamasic nature, our inertia? All we want to do is sleep and eat. If we didn't have to earn, if we didn't have to take care of people, wouldn't we all want to just eat and sleep? There is an element inside us, the kumbhakarna, that just get up. Half the life you sleep and eat, other half you just have fun and do whatever, because you've never trained yourself, never had any control. So there is a kumbhakarna. When you are feeling that lethargy, inertia, understand somewhere the kumbhakarna archetype has got activated. So there are ways to deal with that. And then Ravana is the Rajasic. Everything he wanted. He could never be happy. He conquered the underworld. He conquered the earth. He conquered the heavens. He conquered everybody's wife he wanted. Everybody's everything he wanted. You are never satisfied. And think about it. What is the nature of desire? It can never be satisfied. We need desires to get us from that kumbhakarna state, not to sleep 6 months and eat 6 months. We need desires and ego to get out of kumbhakarna to come to Ravana level. But we also need to go beyond Ravana to Vibhishana level. And that is, to understand the nature of desires. We need desires, but desires cannot control us. We have to control the desires. And that is the imagery of Lakshmi pressing Vishnu's feet, because Lakshmi stands for what? Abundance, prosperity, money, wealth, everything. It has to serve us. Right now we are serving wealth. We would rather sacrifice our relationships, our health, our everything for that bank balance. I would, rather have some money tucked away in the bank rather than spend money to eat good food. I would rather buy stupid things and eat stupid things rather than go to a yoga class or a spiritual class. So these are money is having power over us. We are not having power over our money and our wealth. To bring that archetype, when you buy a car and then have an accident, or you have a house and something happens, we lose our mind. Instead of thinking that car was there to protect us, it is gone. It has done its job. The house was there to give us some shelter. I will get another house. But we lose our sleep and our health and our everything over a house and a car and a piece of jewelry or something. Forgetting who's controlling who. Are we controlling the things, or the things are controlling us? That is that archetype we have to remember. And then finally, when we are fighting with that 10-headed demon, and that Ravana, the 10-headed demon, is what? There are 6 types of dualities that define our life. And then you have the 3 states of mind. You have to control that. The 6 types of dualities are what? Raga, dvesha, like and dislike. We are trained, or rather wired, to go towards what we want and go away from what we don't want. But that is the duality. We don't understand that the goodness, or you can understand anything only in context to its opposite. Let's take the example of heat and cold. What is heat? How do you know what is hot unless you don't know what is cold? On that measure, where heat turns to cold is very subjective. For tea, certain thing is hot, but for a bath, heat is different. For a jacket, when you wear a jacket, that heat is different. So these are all subjective. What is hot and what is cold? To an American, 30 degrees is very normal. To an Indian, they'll die. They'll die at 30 degrees. So what do you call that? So heat and cold are very different things, subjective things. And you can never explain to something what is hot if you cannot give the reference of cold. Likewise, what is good if you don't give the reference of bad? What is white if you can't explain what is black, and so on and so forth? So raga dvesha is the first duality. Then comes lobha moha. Lobha is greed. What you don't have, you want. And moha is attachment. Once you get it, you attach to it forever and ever and ever. You always want what is mine is mine. What is thine is also mine. What I have, I'll take for granted. What I don't have, you have, I want that also. So lobha moha. And then comes mada matsarya. Mada is pride. When you have something, whether it is looks, whether it is money, whether it is personality, whether it is connections, whatever you have, you are so proud. You take it for granted. And matsarya, what you don't have, you're jealous. You want, somebody else has it, you want that. So these are the 6 dualities, 3 pairs of dualities, 6 qualities. And then you have the 3 kinds of minds, which is mana, buddhi, ahankara. Mana is our common mind, buddhi is our intellect, and ahankara is our ego, the sense of separateness. And to understand that, mind is like a river. the water flowing in the river. Constantly thoughts are coming at 60,000 thoughts per minute or whatever, per hour. That is the mind. And buddhi, the intellect, are the banks of the river. They control where the water flow goes. If you don't do anything, the river will take its own path. But many times you have the choice to change the course of the river. So you can change the direction of your thought. It takes work. Course of a river doesn't get changed overnight. Lot of people, lot of hours are required to change the course of the river. Likewise, to change the course of your thoughts, you need work, you need your intellect. And ahankara, the sense of me and mine, that, the way of thinking that it is different from the ocean, or the pot thinking it's different from clay. You cannot have a pot without clay. You cannot have waves without ocean. So who do you think? Who are we fooling saying we are different? We have to understand that everybody and everything is connected. So these 3 states of mind plus these 6 dualities. What are the dualities? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, and then you have mana, buddhi, ahankara. These create the what do you call this? The 10-headed demon. And then you have the personality, of course, that takes everything, mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. So to kill Ravana, he could not be killed by killing one of his heads at a time. He had 10 heads. Ram was advised to hit an arrow, to shoot an arrow to his belly button, his navel. Why? That is where this ahankara, the ego, is born. When the spirit manifests and incarnates into this earthly, bodily, physical form, our first connection to the physical realm is through our belly button, the umbilical cord. The fetus is attached to the mother signifying earth element, physical element, through our navel. So that is why in Ayurveda, there is a lot of, it's called chikitsa, treatment, which are based on the navel, because that is where resides your earliest memory, not just in this lifetime, for many lifetimes. So that is, and all these nadis, the nerve connection, and not nerve, the energy channels. There are 72,000 energy channels in a body according to Ayurveda, and they all come together at one place, the navel. So that's how powerful the navel is. If you can fix that gut feeling, that subconscious, the 10 heads will automatically vanish. You'll have only one head left. Those 10 heads will go. But each of them, I will fight jealousy today. I will fight attachment tomorrow. I will fight desire. It doesn't work that way. You go to the root cause, which is ahankara, that I am different from the universe. I am here, the universe is there. I am here, the people are there. No, you are the people, you are the universe. Whatever is happening to you is happening to, as within, so without, as above, so below. We are interconnected to everything. The world is a reflection of our internal state of being. The minute you understand that, those 10 heads will go, because nobody is good, nobody is bad anymore, because it's you. Whatever you're seeing, whoever you're interacting with is you. It's your mirror image. So that is Ramayana. And so these 9 days, we are reminded how Ram was born, what is Ram, who is the mother, who is the father. And this also is kind of the same analogy is given in many of the Upanishads and scriptural Vedic scriptures. Another beautiful analogy is given in Upanishad. There are many Upanishads. There are 18 main ones, but Kathopanishad is one of them, where they give this metaphor or analogy of a chariot. So in this human body, this human personality is described as in the form of a chariot. The chariot is our gross body, our physical body. The 5 horses, they actually have 4, but I'll talk about that later. 5 horses are 5 sense organs through which we can actually make sense of the world and interact with the world. The reins are the mind. The mind is the connection with the sense organs. All the information that comes in from the sense organ, you can control it through the reins. And who's controlling the reins? The charioteer. That is our intellect. The charioteer can determine which way the horse will go and eventually the chariot will go. Your intellect can decide when to change the course of the river or to change the course of the chariot. But ultimately, the one who's sitting in the chariot, the owner who's sitting in the chariot, is your soul, your Atma, which does nothing, says nothing, but it is the owner. It uses the intellect, the charioteer, or the driver. It uses the mind. It uses the reins. It uses the horses, which are the sense organs, and the actual chariot, the body, to get what it wants. So we have to understand to access and be in touch with that owner of that chariot, the actual owner, the soul, the Atma. You have to first bring your intellect, because the intellect, you can't go from the gross to the subtle. The mind controls the body. The body doesn't control the mind, unless you allow it to live in subconscious animal state. So that is why you control the intellect, which is the Hanuman element, which will control the mind, which will control the sense organs, which will control the body. And that is how you get to be Ramayana. Rama is Ramate iti Rama. The bliss principle is Rama. Ayana, moving towards that bliss principle. These things you have to do. Your wife, your body. Rama's wife is Sita. It's not man, woman. All of them are within us. The Dasharatha is within us. The 3 queens are within us. The 4 brothers are within us. The wife is within us. The Hanuman is within us. The demons are within us. It is so, when people say, how could he leave his wife and how could he do this? Nobody is out there. All these archetypes are within us. So you have to at some point detach from your body. You have to learn to detach, because ultimately, whether you like it or not, your body will fall apart. The sooner you learn to practice detachment from that body, because we are so attached to it, we forget, my body, I'm not the body. Anything that you own is not you. Your car, you're not the car. Your house, you're not the house. Your kitchen, you're not the kitchen. Why? Your body is you. Your body belongs to you. Your mind belongs to you. Your intellect who is you? You is that observer who's observing everything, like that chariot, that the owner sitting in the chariot and letting the body and the mind and the intellect run the show. So you are not your body, you're not your intellect, you're not your mind. Understanding that is understanding Rama. So that's what this Ramayana was there for. And today I want to, the one mantra I had sent, which it's a very simple mantra, very nice mantra, very powerful mantra. I would like to explain that. And I will do something a little bit different today. We will do a mini 5-6 minute guided meditation. And then I will play a recording that I listened to from early on for my meditation. And I can share that with you people. Excuse me. So the mantra is, Rajiva Nayana. Rajiva is another name for Ram, and Rajiva also means lotus. So lotus shaped eyes. Rajiva Nayana. Nayana is eyes. Rajiva Nayana Dhare Dhanu Sayaka. Dhare is holes. Dhanu is bow. Sayaka is ever ready. The bow is not somewhere in there whenever you need to, you'll be fumbling. Where is the bow? Where is the arrow? No, it's always. If you see a picture of Ram, the bow is not in the back. He's constantly holding the bow. So Rajiva Nayana Dhare Dhanu Sayaka. Dhare is hold. The bow. Sayaka, ever ready. Rajiva Nayana Dhare Dhanu Sayaka. Bhakta is devotee. Vipati is when is in danger. When the devotee is in danger, Bhakta Vipati Bhanjana destroys the suffering and dangers of the devotee. Bhakta Vipati Bhanjana Sukha. Sukha is happiness. Dayaka, giver. So this person, this archetype, Ram, has Rajiva Nayana. Lotus is the sign of peace, of compassion, of love. In Buddhism, Hinduism, these are the signs. Where the Lotus Sutra, in Buddhism, we call it the Lotus Sutra. So this internal being, our higher self, is the most loving and compassionate being. It's looking at us with eyes of compassion and love, ever ready to help us. Dhare Dhanu Sayaka, ever ready. He doesn't waste a second trying to prepare his bow and arrow. And why bow and arrow? Even Arjuna, he was chosen to be an archer. Why not be a wielder of a mace or some other complicated weapon? Bow and arrow requires tremendous precision and focus. So that's why they choose. And even in Western astrology, if you think about Sagittarius, the centaur has a bow and arrow. Anytime you're talking about focus, nothing like bow and arrow, because the arrow leaves and hits the bullseye. So Rajiva Nayana, this higher self of ours, Rama, which is our higher self, is ever looking at us with eyes of compassion and love. ever ready to help us, but we have to ask him for help. Dhare dhanu sayaka bhakta vipati bhanjana will destroy anything that disturbs his devotees. And who are his devotees? His body, his mind, his intellect. Bhakta vipati bhanjana sukhadayaka will give you bliss. But you need to ask, you need to go within and say, Ram, where are you? So that is the mantra. Rajiva Nayana Dhare Dhanu Sayaka Bhakta Vipati Bhanjana Sukhadayaka. So anytime you feel a little bit imbalanced, frazzled, close your eyes, visualize that Ram. However, Ram can come as Jesus, can come as something or just a light principle inside your heart. And imagine that he or she or it is ever ready to fight for you and give you peace. And just connect with it. Say, I want help. He's an ever compassionate energy, supreme being, and it's there. Whether it is Jesus you call, he will appear. Ram you call, he'll appear. Allah you call, he'll appear. Whoever is your concept, but you must be able to connect with it. The name is not important. The form is not important. Knowing that there is such a power, the supreme consciousness, ever ready to help us. That which we are looking for is looking even more eagerly to meet with us and commune with us. But we need to make sure it's sitting right within us, but we don't. We don't look for it. We don't try to connect with it. That's all this Ramayana reminds us, that go within, and everything that kingdom of heaven waits with, is within you. There's nothing out there. So, okay, and the mantra is done. So if you will now, are there some questions? I see something on the chat. Let me see. Dusk is not a time that is given in any, it's not written, because with the seasons, when you cannot be sure, you cannot say this is afternoon or this is night. So that time that is twilight, how would you describe twilight? Dusk is twilight. So neither morning nor neither light nor dark. That and so is dusk. So is dawn. Neither darkness nor morning. That hazy, and it's different for everybody. But in Hinduism, the Brahma Muhurta is called anytime after 3:40, 3 or 4 to 5 o'clock is Brahma Muhurta. So I will first read the what should I say, the guided meditation, and please make yourself comfortable. You should be able to stay in this position for at least 12, 13 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe less. But sit down comfortably and keep your back erect, your spine erect. Please make sure that you're all muted and take a few deep breaths, wiggle a little bit, make yourself comfortable, sit down comfortably, and then we will I'll go through it. Let me see if I can switch on some pleasant music that will make it an even more relaxing. Okay. Can you hear it? Yeah. Is it too loud, Ragini? Maybe. Is that better?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little bit more, maybe.
Okay.
Little bit.
All right. Okay, sit down and make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. Inhale, expand, and exhale, relax. Once again, inhale, expand, and exhale, relax. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. Take a quick mental note of all your body parts, and just by envisioning it, it will relax from the top of your head to the tip of your toes, your head, forehead, your face. Relax. Eyes, your jaws, neck, relax. Shoulders relax. Chest relaxed. Upper back, mid back, lower back relaxed. Arms relaxed. Hands relaxed. Hips and abdomen relaxed. buttocks relax, thighs, knees relaxed, shins and calves relaxed, ankle, feet, and toes relaxed. Breathe in, expand, and breathe out. Sometimes aspects of our life fall apart or don't go to plan. This is so they can come back together in a beautiful new way. Trust in the goodness, in the inevitable blessings of your destiny falling into place. Do not trust your fears. Put your faith in the love of your heart. A heartfelt wish is going to manifest. Take a moment to consciously connect to the flow of your breath. Let the breath flow in and out and allow yourself to deepen and lengthen the breaths, especially the exhalation. Lightly place a hand over your heart with reverence and respect. Allow your awareness to travel on the breath, going deeper and deeper and dropping into your heart. You can feel, imagine, see, or intend that your heart is a sacred temple, a beautiful place filled with light and space. Rest within your heart with love and acknowledgement of its precious nature. If there is pain in your heart from this or other lifetimes, you can witness it gently and with compassion, thus allowing it to dissolve in the beauty, light, space, and love. Visualize a bright emerald green light in your heart center, your Anahata center, where nothing can be struck down unahat. You are safe and loved and whole, complete. You are perfect. Allow your sense of love for your heart and the love that your heart has for you to become strong and nourishing. Become peaceful and healed through your own heart connection now. You do not need to force anything. Love holds space for all experiences. You can rest in that sacred holding of the heart. Rest in this sacred silence for a little bit and let the sacred sounds of this prayer wash all over you.
Sugrivamitram paramam pavitram Sita kadatram navamegagaatram Karunyapatram Shatapatranetram Sri Ramachandram Satatam Namami Sansarasaram Nigamam Pracharam Dharmavataram Hatabhumi Bharam Sada Nirvikaram Sukhasintusaram Sri Ramachandram Satatam Namami Lakshmi Vilasam Jagatam Nivasam Bhudeva Vasam Sukhasinduhasam Lanka Vinasham Bhavanam Prakasham Sri Ramachandram Satatam Namami Mandaramalam Vachanena Salam Gunayam Vishalam Hatasaptatalam Kavyadakalam Suralokapalam Sri Ramachandram Satatam Namami Vedanta Gyanam Sakalam Satanam Antaramanam Tridasham Pradhanam Gajendra Palam Vigata Vishalam Sri Ramachandram Satatam Namami Kheladipitam Swajane Punitam Syamo Pragitam Vachane Ahitam Ragena Geetam Vachane Ahitam Sri Ramachandram Satatam Namami Leela Shariram Ganaranganayakam Magadhiram Vishwaikaviram Raghuvanshadharam Gambhiranadam Jitasalvavadam Sri Ramachandram Satatam Namami. Shyamabhiramam Dayanabhiramam Gunabhiramam Vachanabhiramam Vishwapranamam Katabhaktikamam Sri Ramachandram Satatam Namami. Sri Ramachandram Satatam Namami. Sri Ramachandram Satatam Namami.
Stay a moment in this sacred silence, right in the center of your heart. Visualize a fully bloomed lotus flower or a rose or any other flower that you like. And visualize sitting inside that flower, feeling whole, complete, and perfect. And think of that one thing that you're working on, the one thing that you feel a lack of, as if you have it. So be it. So be it. So be it. Rub your palms together and cup your eyes. And when you're ready, come back.